Hello everyone, it's time to do the results for the Guess the Prop giveaway that I'm actually quite a bit overdue. Currently, as I record this, it's the 17th. That video was published on the 7th, so quite a bit longer than just an actual week. That's life. Sometimes work gets in the way, and we got to take care of that first. But the first thing I need to do is to show you the quads that we are giving away. And I got some new stickers. I finally ordered stickers, so people who have been getting giveaways haven't been getting stickers. These are die cut, and they seem to be pretty decent stickers. I don't really put stickers on stuff. If you get one and you don't want it, not a big deal. Use it as a gum wrapper, what have you. That's just something that I get asked about with some relative frequency. So the quads, getting back to that, this is the quad that was actually in the giveaway. And it is a 1408 3700 kV quad. It's an old Banggood frame, and it's actually pretty stiff as far as Banggood frames go. And I like these because they have an elevated camera view, so you can see a little bit of the prop, but not a lot. And you still have some camera protection in case, well, and the exception is if you center a pole or a tree or something like that, which is kind of standard for all quads. With some cameras, you don't get much camera protection. Like this one is a run cam camera. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got a little bit of a longer nose, so you don't have a lot of camera protection on the top and the bottom of the lens. It actually sticks out there just a touch. But this is the one that was in there, and it's the GemFan 3052 prop, which is one of my favorite props. And I think a fair number of people guessed that. So that will be number one. So whoever guessed the right prop, and then they get drawn by the random number generator draw thingy, that is the quad they'll get first. The second one will be this Rotor X. Same frame, similar stack. Remember, these are all DSMX. This has got the Rotor X 3044T props. Note the screws on the motors here. And because Rotor X is out of business, if you break a motor, you're kind of hosed. Kind of have to swap them all out. That's pretty unfortunate. Rotor X was one of those few companies back in the day that were actually doing micro stuff before it became so feasible. They really had to spend a lot of money, I think, doing R&D and getting manufacturing done for a lot of Rotor X stuff. And I will give you all the 3044 props that I have. I haven't looked just yet, but I've got to have at least one spare set in my bin of props. So this will be prop number, or giveaway number 2 for the selector on that. And then last but not least is another same frame, Fly Fox number 5, I believe it is. I think these are 130 millimeter motor post to motor post. Similar fly stacks in the IS 100. I think this one, yeah, this one definitely is the IS 100, but it has a different VTX in it. This one actually gets a little bit better reception. And it also has the LEDs on the back. I didn't set them up for programming or anything like that, but this one is 1406. I think it's 4100 kV. And this one also is running my favorite GemFan 3052 props. So those are the 3 quads. When we get to the giveaway part, you will get one of those quads if you're one of the first 3 people selected in the random number generator, and then we go through the spreadsheet. So let's get down to the desktop, and then we'll take a look at who's all in, and we'll take a look at a little bit of the graph, because I think it's kind of interesting to shed some light on that. So the first thing, this is the video. You can see here it got 2,207 views. Kind of low, actually, for a giveaway. Maybe that's probably because these are, well-used quads that have been through the mill, or maybe it's because they're DSMX, or maybe people just aren't interested. But you see there we have 144 comments, 171 thumbs up, and one special friend who didn't like the giveaway gave it a thumbs down. No big deal to me. And then we go into the stats here, and this is the part I wanted to draw your attention to, was the responses. So we already know it's the GemFan 3052, and 52.9% of the people got that correct. The Emax Avon prop was next at 30.4%. That's not correct. And then we had the Rotor X 3044, and that is also not correct. 13.2% guessed that. And the Potato Jet, which I just kind of put in as a gag, we got 3.4% of people decided to put that down. I can understand if you're not all familiar with quads, that might seem like a reasonable guess, because basically in the comment section, if someone said they had no idea, I just said, just take a stab at it, whatever. It doesn't matter if you get it right or not. At least you got a shot, right? It's a free chance. It's not like playing the lottery where you got to spend money. And then here at the next pie chart, you see that we got 96.6% that do want to win the quad. And then I suspect these are veterans that probably have a fleet of their own. 19 of those, or 3.4%, did not want to win the quad. over here on the results video, I want to scroll through this. You can see where you line up. These are sorted by the date they came in currently. This is all the answers, and you can see some of the items. When I asked what is your favorite FPV item, it really kind of ranged quite a bit. Some people were very specific. Some people were more general. And like this person loves their Primo from Gnarly FPV. We have TBS in here a few times. So I'm going to just scroll down. We've got 500 and some of these to look at. I know people really study this stuff and like to see their name on. So this was actually an idea I got from someone in the last video about in the comment section. I should have captured that comment so I could give a shout out to that individual, but I think it did come through more than one person that they were like, oh, I was so close. I was, right next to the giveaway, or I saw my name. So I just wanted to take a moment to kind of scroll through these in order to give everybody an opportunity to see where they may have lined up. You see, we got some emojis in there. I love them all, but self-build quads would be my favorite pick. Beans, that's a little bit of an odd thing. Beans and FPV, not familiar. I think that was probably a gag on me. Someone here has orcas. EJI, it comes in here a few times. Sometimes it says Vista. Protect 35, Mob 6, or Mobula 6, or Moblite 6. This person's tempted to get the T-Light. I am back to using the T-Light. A Jumper asked me to send the one that I have in. We went through some steps I'd done before, but tried it again just to be certain. Also got some tips from other people about things that might help to resurrect it. So far, no joy. So I found out it was going to be $150 to send it back to Jumper. So now we're going to send it to their California service center. I don't know if it'll actually be investigated or not. But I do see people online having gimbal issues, which that seems to be somewhat common. I can't say what the common rate is on that, but they have a fix for that. But unfortunately, you have to open your radio and remove a couple of I think they're the small capacitors off the board, if I remember correctly. Mine isn't a gimbal problem. Mine just doesn't turn on. The speaker doesn't make that little crick, a little noise of activating. The screen doesn't start to light up. Just nothing. But the new one that I ordered, it came in, and I'm back to using it because I did not find myself wanting to use the Radiomaster T8 Pro. That was close in a number of different ways, but there was a few things that they missed that I thought were silly, that they missed them. Hopefully they make another go at it now that they've got a mold for it, and they can put some higher quality gimbals in it and maybe relocate that screen a little bit. Okay. So I think we're all the way through the list. Oh, I only saw one Spectrum radio there. So Ken Leeper. I did remove the email addresses of here. I don't want to reveal any of that. And this is the list of people who got the right answer. So you see all these have the GemFan 3052. So we have 293. It's actually 292 because the first row is the column headers. I'll scroll these relatively quickly. So we got 3 quads. So you have a 1 in 100 chance, which as far as a quad giveaway goes, I think that might be the best ratio that we've seen for being able to win a quad off the channel. So those that got the right answer have a pretty good shot. You might see some of the same names again. Just wanted to give everybody a shot that did get the right answer. I think there was a comment or two, maybe half a dozen. It's hard for me to keep track of these things, especially from a week and a half ago, that said they could tell it was a 3052 because as I came into land, you could kind of see the tips that dipped down and the fact that they were clear props and it wasn't a T-style prop. Okay, so how we're going to do the 3 people is we're going to, I'm using random or numbergenerator.org. I had seen this on another YouTube channel. I don't recall which. It just looked a little bit more pleasing to the eye than random.org. Random.org is very math oriented. So we're going to give this a try. You can see I've got it plugged in here. We're going to draw one at a time. And we're going to start at number 2. And we're going to go down to 293. So first up would be 168. So let's go back over here. We go to 168. Shouldn't take as long. And Marco D. And his favorite thing is zip ties. So Marco D, you're winner number 1. It's the quad I showed at the beginning of the video with the white run cam camera. It's the 1408 motor. Go back over to random. Go again. 168, 241, 241. Here we go. Chris Gibbon. His favorite thing is working. Any working quad or plane. Yeah, that's true. We do break things. It's a funny part of this hobby. I think it's RC in general, really. Don't you think? You know, it's just kind of, we break stuff a lot. And then we fix it, and that's part of the fun. And then we go see what's next. So now we're down to the last one. So let's click go. 174. 174. And the final winner is Jim Ray. Oh, he has a Nirvana controller. Ah, I remember those. Those were, was that a little about 2.5 years ago the Nirvana controllers came out? Stinger Swarm, I think, was using one for a while. It was really interesting, kind of a homebrew thing. I think it kind of got cobbled to where there was 2 different versions, and it became a little bit of a mess. I'm not sure if the Nirvana folks are still around or not. But they all want to win the quad, so that's a good thing. There we go. Remember, I am paying shipping for up to $35, and that has covered everything in the last giveaway that I did with that monetary marker for shipping. I do know that there are countries where things are just a lot more expensive to send things to. One that comes to mind is Israel. Another one, I think, is Greece. And there was one other one that I can recall, or I thought I could recall as I started talking, but now I can't remember. So, you know, I'll cover up to $35. The boxes shouldn't be very big. Again, this is quad 1. So winner number 1, you get this one. Quad 2. Winner number 2, you get this one. Hopefully you can see these clear enough. And quad number 3. Winner number 3, you get this one. And in the case of the Rotor X quad with the motors and the props, again, I'll give you all the Rotor X 3044 props that I have so that you can bash them and fly them. There are other T-style props that are 3-inch that you can run on this. The one that comes to mind is the GemFan 3030BN. It's an older prop. I'm giving you all the props basically because, you know, I'm not going to reuse them on the channel. They'll help you. They won't help me. And the tune I have on here, I don't know how other props might work with this tune. So that'll at least give you some period of time you can fly it like this. Remember, all of these are DSMX-based receivers. I don't expect them to have great range. The receiver that's inside of them is just some aftermarket. It's not from Spectrum. It's not from Lemon RX or some other known company. It's just kind of a generic DSMX sort of receiver. Of course, you can replace that receiver, but on several of the flight controllers, if not all of those flight controllers, there's a jumper on the bottom that you have to, or there's a spot on the bottom of the flight controller that you have to have some solder on in order to get 3.3 volts, which is, I think, what these needed. You'll probably have to take that off with some wick and then do the jumper on the other one for 5 volts. But those should be all the IS 100s flight stacks from Speedix, and I'll put a link to the manual that I found to those flight stacks down in the video description. So if you get one and you have trouble, just come back to this video, take a look at that manual, and then you'll be able to try to figure out what you need to do. It's plug and play as far as the receiver goes. The wires just plug into a port on the side of the flight control. So I hope you had some fun. I had a lot of good comments about this sort of format and doing something in a game style, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy having fun, and I enjoy those positive comments about changes. I don't like to have things the same way all the time. I know my reviews kind of have a little bit of a formula to them, but I like to keep them organic and natural, and I like to do the same thing with the giveaway videos. I never know how to end this sort of video, but I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.